Hi, my name is Julio Palhares. I am a researcher on Brazilian Agricultural Research Corporation, Embrapa Southeast Livestock. I present the study water footprint of a tropical beef cattle production system, the impact of individual animal and feed measurements. The authors of this study are I, Julio Palhares, and my students, Marcela Morelli and Taisla. Cattle production is important to economic and social Brazilian society development and for world food commerce. 8% of the Brazilian cattle herd is composed of bos indicus, and of this percentage, 90% are the Nelore breed. Brazil has the second largest cattle herd in the world, being the largest exporter and the second largest producer of beef. The Brazilian beef production system is considered to be grass-fed animals, but many animals finish in feedlots. Brazil has abundant water availability in quantity and quality, which helps the competitive framework for Brazilian animal products. Water Brazilian Agency accounts that in 2018, Brazilian agriculture was responsible for 79% of water consumption, irrigation being responsible for 68% and animal drinking for 11%. Water footprint analysis can be used to understand the water demand for beef production system from an individual farm perspective and freshwater demands due to intensification. There are substantial knowledge gaps about water footprint for beef production. We should research how to improve livestock water efficiency and what measurement decisions farms can utilize to promote this efficiency. Animal nutrition is one practice of improved water efficiency of ruminant production system. No literature exists addressing the water demands of Brazilian pasture feedlot-based beef using farm-specific data and the water consumed in the processing plant. Our results can be considered a realistic evaluation of the water footprint for Brazilian beef because fewer assumptions were required due to the nature of the data collected from the study farm. This was especially the case for feed and water consumption at the feedlot because they are measured individually. The aims of this study were to calculate the water footprint for a tropical cow-calf stocker feedlot production system and to evaluate the influence of each animal individual performance and type of diet. We also analyzed the impact of these production aspects in the water consumed by feedlot cattle slaughtered in the year 2018 in Brazil. Material and methods. The study calculated the volumetric water footprint with a product-focused assessment. The boundaries of the system were cradle to processing plants. Bottom-up approach were farm phases and process plant specific data were used. The water footprint calculation considered the three main phases of beef production: cow-calf, stocker, and feedlot. We used two reference units, liters per kilo of live weight and liters per kilos of carcass weight. In the experiment, we used a population of 52 Nelore bulls. In the feedlot, animals were divided into subgroups, 26 animals by weight. Each subgroup was further divided into nutritional treatments of 13 animals each. In this treatment, we have two diets. A core product diet consists of coarse silage, core germ, citrus pulp, peanut meal. Conventional diet consists of corn silage, maize, and soybean meal. The green water footprint was the sum of evapotranspiration water plus the water in the feed product. Animal drink water and processing plant water consumption were considered in the blue water calculation. The gray water was calculated only for processing plants. The t-test was used for multi-comparisons of means and contrasts. Results and discussion. The type of diet did not significantly affect carcass weight and live weight. The dry matter intake of feed in the feedlot phase only shows significance between co-product light and unconventional red animals. One concern of farms and animal nutritionists is that co-products in cattle diets could reduce performance indicators and promote economic losses. The results shows that the use of co-products did not decrease product efficiency. Thus, a substitution of traditional products such as soybean meal and maize is possible in productive and environmental dimensions. Independent of the reference unit, the average water footprint was not significantly different for co-product conventional diets and in light animals. The red animals on the conventional diet had a higher water footprint than the other three diets due to their lowest performance indicators. A similar difference pattern between diets was observed for green footprint but was not verified for blue footprint for both reference units. On average, green water accounts for 99% of co-product and conventional diets to both reference units. In the tropics, this reflects the importance of rainfed agriculture as a main source of water provided by natural water cycle. Blue water accounts for 0.3% of total water footprint. Blue and gray water consumed in the slaughterhouse accounts for 0.4% of the total water footprint. Results present in Table 2 show that the water footprint values for individual animal were too random. Around 50% of animals were located in Group 2. There are animals that had a water footprint value much higher than average. This reflects the influence of each animal performance and productivity aspects in the green and blue water consumptions. The results of Table 2 using water footprint average as a reference for calculating water demand in regions, watersheds, or countries, or a reference for proposing actions and policies can lead to significant errors. The use of water footprint average would not be recommended in studies that intend to evaluate the impact of a beef water footprint on regions, water scarcity index, or when the study wants to influence policy and consumer behavior. Water footprint values calculated based on the same animal performance indicators can increase the error in design policies and will not promote specific impacts on reduced water consumption. Ideally, we should work with primary and individual data from the production system under analysis and measure the range of amplitude between the minimum and maximum individual water footprint. In 2018, 5 million of animals from feedlot system were slaughtered in Brazil. Table 3 shows how much water would be consumed to produce these animals, considering different diets and variation in footprint values. The results demonstrate how the decision by each water footprint as a reference for calculation can result in scenarios that induce the proposition of actions and policies with considerable variation. We also verified how the type of diet is an important mitigation action. Simulations show that the type of diet could decrease water consumption by 1.8 teraliters annually. Therefore, having great precision in decision and policy making based on a water footprint approach to livestock and poultry products means making calculations from right data from supply chains, work with primary and regionalized data, and considering animal individually, especially for ruminants. Limitations of the study. Livestock and poultry systems are usually divided into extensive, mixed, and intensive. In the case of cattle production, this division hides enormous variability of productive and environment aspects within and between systems. Therefore, the water footprint calculation to cattle meat products is a continuous work, mainly for tropical regions with greater variability of pastures and types of feed. Another limitation of this study is that it was made for one type of beef production system. Conclusions. The results of this study highlight animal individual aspects and the nutritional practices that impact the footprint value. This study detected the influence of each animal performance and productivity aspects in green and blue water footprints. Water footprint was not different for diets with crop products and conventional feed, except when animal performance indicators were different. Results could allow animal scientists to propose breeding studies that consider trade-offs between animal performance and water efficiency. The study also contributed to produce data about the use of water along beef food chain and benchmark water footprint information. Government and the private sectors may use this information to understand and demonstrate the relationship between beef cattle production and water use, improve environmental marketability of meat. Thank you for your attention.